How is it? Hope it's not serious.
Yeah, he says no indoors.
Okay.
Yeah, we're live. Did you get a link, or should I send?
So let me check it out. Let me check it. Wow. The link?
Yeah. Oh, I can send to you so you share on your wall too. I'm gonna share on my wall. We can take this first minute just to.
Okay.
All right, I send on WhatsApp. You can share that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting cold in here. Mashallah. So those listening, this song is from Dr. Frank and Fit Candy Samandebele. And Dr. Frank is a Nigerian artist, music producer, writer, theologian. He's settled in South Africa now. And this song, he actually released it on the set. Just like, is it last week? A few days back. And his album is coming soon, so he'll be here to talk more about it. You can go to YouTube, check out Your Grace by Dr. Frank. It's really a classic. And this is actually gospel.
Oh.
Yeah. So he says that his mission is that the gospel music is really anti-climatic. Some of them, like it's just like holiness does not mean it has to be boring. You see what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So his mission is to make sure that the vibe that people get when they dance, even if it's some kind of
music.
Yes, yeah. You should be able to absorb that same energy, but on a boat sailing towards God. You see what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, and it's really. So let me share the link to it and we can begin. Alright, Dr. Frank, let me do. I hear Boy Tag, a Cameroonian, he released a new song. I was playing out Boy Tag and it's a Cameroonian. Tout le monde, je ne vais pas dire que je suis un gars sincère. When my baby girl lost me, she place no one above me. Le banga que je get selma. Afaya yunbu, me connais in yam, wala was numbu me kalema. But she gave me a second chance. Tu sais que je t'aime ma reine, et nul peut se comparer. My African queen, yes you're the one. All right, shout out to all those that have joined. Please feel free to drop your name so we could do shout outs. Today, hi Nikoro Kingalade. Hi to you. Thanks for joining. Today we're chatting with Mr. Jude Osa. He's a Nigerian, settled here in the United States. From his profile, you see he's a socio-political analyst and he's the founder of Heartview. So today we'll be chatting about a lot of things, from what we do every day, trying to earn a living, and how the factors around us affect us, like the socio-political atmosphere and things like that. We'll talk about those. So we hope that this is enjoyable to you as much as it's enjoyable to us. So with that, Jude, welcome. And the last time
Thank
you were
you.
here, you dropped a lot of knowledge, and the internet was trying to. I think the internet and your village people, all of them were trying to like, all of them were trying to like interfere, but we made it. And so, welcome back. It's been a while.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. So, what's up?
I'm good. Everything's fine. Let's give thanks to God that you're alive, that
Mashallah,
the COVID have not taken us,
mashallah.
that we're still bubbling
Yeah,
and taking necessary precautions.
mashallah. Well, I mean, in the light of that, uh, uh, how have you seen things, especially in the socio-political atmosphere, from the disruptions that COVID has set before, be it some people losing wealth, some people gaining it, and the methods that they're realizing, the things they're learning about them. In that sphere, what can you tell us about that in your experience, this period?
You know, when this COVID issues started, I was discussing with my lady at the camp
Mm-hmm.
the effect of this thing, the world won't be able to stand it. And we, at least, we saw and see what's still going on.
Yeah,
Lives that have been lost through this COVID,
yeah,
how the economic, how it have affected the economic part in the world in general,
yeah,
how people are scared to go on vacation.
yeah,
People, even families are scared to relate with each other. The bond now, most of the something is now on Zoom, or Skype, or Facebook, or let's do video call. We're going to host a baby shower, or let's have it on video. We can't.
yeah,
That's interaction, one-on-one interaction. It's no longer there,
yeah,
and there's no how you coming together as one, as family, as friends, as associate cannot be the same as having the same thing on Zoom or
yeah,
Facebook or
yeah,
Skype.
right.
Cannot be the same.
True, true. I see.
And when you look at the economic aspect of it too, because of this, look at the price of oil drop down. The price of oil drop down is just shooting to $60 per barrel again. And
Uh-huh.
that should be as of Monday.
Yeah,
And we look at all the companies too. A lot of companies went bankrupt
yeah,
because of this COVID.
uh-huh,
And a lot of countries also cannot stand it, because the economy, the big main source of economy, is being affected by this COVID. Like a country like what's the name of this country again? Um, it's in I've forgotten the name of the country. What they do mostly is having vacations. People come in. That's where the
oh
major
yeah, from tourism.
money from.
It's from
To
tourism and stuff
tourism,
like yeah,
to
uh-huh.
tourism. But this last year, this year, it's zero. So people, you have to say that property. So people who use that property as form of leisure, people coming renting it and making money. They don't do that thing that rent their property out, and that's how they make their money throughout the whole year.
Uh-huh.
They're not, because I have a friend who were together in New York that told me, oh, he was supposed to travel for
Yeah,
tourists because the friend invited him, will come here, we're going to enjoy this thing.
yeah,
But behold, he could not travel again because this COVID. And that friend that makes good money is asking, come, I want to sell my property out because I can't afford to live again.
uh-huh.
I have to say this. Look at that is the effect of this COVID generally on this.
Yeah.
And let's bring it down to America.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how it affected the stock market. Look at how it affected the stock market. Look at how most of the restaurants are out of business. Most of the companies are out of business. A lot of people are out of work.
Yeah.
This is America. Now, not to talk about Africa, which generally 70 or 80, 70, 60, 70% of people are living in poverty.
Yeah.
Price of things have skyrocketed. I was asking of the price of night time in Nigeria. A night time that cost 3,000 before the COVID. It's like 9,000 now.
But
Look at how many percentage
yeah,
this
but
have
is it is
skyrocketed.
it is it generally COVID, or like, because now it looks like all the effects of, let's say, government policies, government interactions,
It's
societal
not about
interactions, they are now
it's
coming up. So
no, it's not
so
because
yeah.
I don't believe it's the government interaction because generally
No, I mean the society, sorry, but the government is part of it. So I mean, like all the mismanagements that were done, all the issues, printing money leading to inflation. So now all of those things will just be biting us back. You see, so I'm wondering if COVID helped to just take the blinds down. Like, okay, look at what is
Oh,
happening now. You see what I
okay.
mean?
It's
Yeah.
like okay. It's like somebody.
Welcome, Isaac.
Hello, guys.
The chairman himself.
Yeah, Oga Jude.
How you doing, sir? How you doing?
I am very fine, Oga. Well done. Oh. Sorry for coming late, man.
No problem, boss.
Yeah.
No problem. How's the family? How's
Family
everything?
everything is fine. How's your own family?
Very fine. As they will talk, I will talk how every.
Every all correct, man. All correct. Well done.
Nice one, bro.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah, my bro told me what just happened. Hope you're fine, brother.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Very solid. Yeah.
Thank God for life. Thank God for protection.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah. It's these things that you look at it, you try to think of other possibilities, and you see the one that God picked. You're like, whoa, I see your wisdom.
I didn't get that, Brian.
No, I said it's one of those things where if you play in your head the different possibilities how they would have ended, you see the one that God picked for you. You're like, whoa.
Yes. So
it opens your eyes. It opens your eyes on that man.
You just thank God.
No, I mean, apart from the tanking, right? When you think about it, your eyes open like that. What? It makes you conscious.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's good. Yeah. So Jude, I was saying, so Jude was filling us in about like COVID. So he spoke how it affected. He gave an analysis or synopsis of how it's affected people from personal level, even family level. We are moving means of communication now to the virtual world, but it's not really the same. That human touch is like being shaved off. And then the societies to now prices falling, oil, and countries that depending on their competitive advantage actually were erected on human affairs and now suffering. See, like tourism, a country that maybe they made money from people visiting, now borders are shut, all doors are closed. So those countries are suffering. So I was just asking too that can we also say that COVID actually is not really COVID that caused that, but it just put down the blinds, right, for us to see what has been happening, because all these countries have not been setting up, or all of us will not be setting up infrastructure to handle stuff like this. So COVID just puts it down that look, you guys have not been doing this. That's why you suffer here. That's why you suffer like that. That's why you suffer like this. So that's what I was asking, Jude.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for the question. My own view, yes, COVID created, and the threat is already there: bad governance, corruption, mismanagement, and so.
Yeah.
But you should look at also that there's some countries in the world that does not have this major bad governance. I'm not saying there's no bad governance, but it's not like wide. I'm not saying there's no corruption, but it's not like wide. But they also are suffering the effects of this COVID. They're also suffering the effect of this COVID. Let's look at use US as a case study, as an example.
Yeah.
Yes, the US is regarded as the world power, as a rich country, with human resources, everything. But look at the ripple effect of this COVID-19. A lot of people, given a company of 200 years old company going bankrupt. If the COVID had not happened, this company would not go bankrupt. This was a company was doing well, but because of the COVID, their main source of production was shut down. People were not buying. They were sending things outside the country. And the countries they were sending things to, they could not afford it. And everywhere shut down. Look at the restaurant of it as a case study also. Look how many people are that means source of livelihood, all their retirement benefit, they pump into a restaurant. Okay, let's have a restaurant. And COVID came in and the restaurant was shut down. Look how many people that was in their father or mother have been their source of livelihood, taking care of them, the kids, taking care of them. Now COVID took head of the parent out. Look at the effect of that on the kids, or the wife or the kids.
Yeah.
It's not about corruption. It's about this. Yes, corruption was there, but the COVID came in and make it wider. Make it wider. It's just like somebody who's driving or driving on a medium speed, and behold, never knew that okay, there was a slide somewhere he was driving, and behold, when it was and it was slide, everyone was okay. I was coming back from work in the evening, it was slowing, and next thing there was a slide. I never knew, and he drove deep into the slide. Are we going to say this guy was careless?
Yeah. Well, uh,
No,
it depends. What if he was
because he
drinking?
was driving on the medium side. But and he have always plus minus always travel through this road morning and evening.
That day did he
But
drink? So did you add that one to the equation? If he drank, I was start
he,
checking if he drank.
he was coming. This person was coming from work,
Yeah.
and he was coming from work, and
Mm-hmm.
behold, he never knew that was his last ride
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
because he was okay. I'll get to give my wife. It was no, let me just get out of this snow. Never
Yeah.
knew that was the last slide,
Yeah.
and if I was drove deep into the landslide,
Yeah. It's a disaster. Yeah.
so
That's
it's
true.
a disaster. So that's the same thing with COVID.
Yeah. But
People have been managing. The countries have managed their resources, even with the corruption. They are trying to okay, this is what we do, this is what we do. Unfortunately, with no expectation, people not expecting COVID. People not expecting COVID. COVID came in as its last slide. I swallowed it up.
Yeah. And one thing that also baffles me this time that makes me look at, yes, it's a disaster, but why are we educated? Why do we have societies? We have societies in order to assemble those means that are best for us to live our lives together and be able to achieve our own perfections. That's why we have societies, and we have governments so people can focus on governance. We have doctors, we have all of those. Now the finance people that always taught us that you should save, you should do this. So it means these companies that they even use as examples when they're teaching us finance, they are nothing. Because what happened to their savings? Why will you just go bankrupt like that? You as an individual, if you look at you as a company, or if you look at me working, selling my skills as a sole proprietor, following the practices of finance today, I am advised to save. I'm advised to like save, it be the 10th, right? If you save a 10th of your salary every month, after 10 years, you have your 1 year salary equivalent. So now you have these countries that are 200 years old, and now they are bigger, and they're supposed to have been saving. And when they're teaching us about finances, they're showing us their reports, they are valued at billions of dollars. Where all of those compared to like the little shake that COVID just waged them? And then it's just like you're playing soccer, and then the defender just wages you a little, you just fall out of the pitch so much so that they even have to slow the game down to bring you in. You see what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, so from that point of view, I'm wondering, that's what I'm saying, that's where the corruption and all of those things have been showing. And it's now showing us live that look, these people have been lying to you even. Where's their profits? Where did he go?
Mhm.
You know,
So
I'm listening,
I,
Mr. Isaac.
I well I mean COVID-19. Well, for me, honestly, the most I've had a man of God in Nigeria said, I mean, this is introducing the divine angle, saying that God introduced COVID-19, allowed COVID-19 to hit the world just to prove himself, just to prove that he's still the Alpha and the Omega.
The Omega.
Yes, I mean, with all our technology, with all the heights of technology that we have, I mean, and America is the most respected in terms of tech, in terms of everything, you know. But now it seems there was heat,
Yeah.
you know. So it basically show God wants, according to this man of God, God wants to prove himself. And he even went ahead to say that that was why in Africa, COVID never really hit us because we worship God, because at least we acknowledge His existence. Unlike the big economies such as I mean, people who call themselves more civilized, like America, where people even are trying to argue that there is no God. You know, so with all your technology and all of that, why this thing just came, is just wasting people left, right, and center. Where did the technology go?
Yeah.
Where did it go? But here in Africa, you see, God has kept us. He has protected us. Anybody can say anything, but at least our numbers are very, very fair. So I mean, I don't know what this of sense to me.
Yeah. To me,
That's true.
yeah.
I buy the idea of Mr. Isaac. So when you look at it from the voice, take it out of the political setting, talking about the religious aspect of it. The religious aspect of it, that is true. God trying to prove himself that come, I'm still there, I'm still God. No matter what technology you have, no matter what brain you have, no matter what any development you have, I give it to you. I imparted this, gave this knowledge, give you the insight to it. So it's also proof that, oh, I'm still there, I'm still God, I'm still the Alpha and Omega. If you look at it from the religion point of view. So I buy Mr. Isaac view too.
Yeah, it was Pastor E.A. Adeboye.
Adeboye.
Yes,
I heard it too. Talking about what is the gates saying they are surprised that there are few months of death in Africa. And he said, come, we don't have money, we don't have anything, but we have God.
Exactly.
When I think of it, to me it makes sense in one way, but in another way it doesn't make a lot of sense.
He's speaking from a religious point of view, not on the general. If somebody from the voice from financial aspect or economic aspect is going to talk, or a politician is going to talk, it's no different from the view of Badeboye. Even a general overseer and a religion, a man of grace,
yeah,
a religious man.
Sense to me.
All right,
because
let's hear you. Let's hear you, bro.
Yeah, because looking at it like that, like God trying to prove himself, that's like bringing God to be like a human. That's something that a human would do on animal, like compete, right? Like try to, but like if we look at the idea of God and like us humans, and that's why like people say,
come on, Brian. Come on, Brian. What is the real essence of our creation? God created us to come and worship him.
Yes, but it's for
and my Bible tells me that the God is a jealous God. By the time you begin to make your machines, your robot, you begin to worship them, and place your machines like they mean so much to you more than God. He's a jealous God.
No, I've not
Is it
denied
the first
that.
time that he's doing it?
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that. Right?
No, you're saying that that's reducing God to being human. What? I mean, it makes perfect sense. He has said that he's a jealous God.
Can I say
right?
something?
So if he says that he's a jealous God and you don't worship him, he's not going to be happy.
No, I've not denied that.
And by plaguing you, by putting a plague on you, is correctional. It's like a child does something and you know that you have to discipline the child for the child to understand.
Well, I've not denied that, right? Those are realities, and I've not denied it. I'm just saying how it's painted. That's what matters. For example, I was gonna say that if you look at the galaxy, you look at our sun and the planet spinning around the galaxy, around our sun, and our sun itself is one small piece that is spinning again, revolving around another bigger sun, and that's how we have a whole galaxy that doesn't end. And God did all of that, right? Just imagine that power that did that. So it has laws, like law of gravity. If you jump from a building, you must fall. So the fact that you're falling is not that God had already made that when he created the world. Like gravity, all of these laws that we go and see it in the physical world, those things to exist in every other aspect, they're laws, just as there is law of gravity. So the moment where you jump and you fall, or you slide and fall, at that moment is God proving to you that I am big. But gravity is affecting you right there until you fall, and you may even break your leg. So I'm saying at that point, yes, I could impersonate it. I could bring it to the human form as God is a jealous God, but it doesn't really marry with the act of someone coming there to sample you or like to do it with you as a battle. That's just a law that is applying itself that was even just put millions of years from the beginning of time that was put there. You see, so in that case, that's what I'm saying. If someone and God made the world, like I'm a small dot compared to the bigger power. So from that point, I can't even look at it like that. And yes, your Bible says you should worship God. It's for our own good. You see, when we worship God, I'm the one who is happy. It does not affect God in any way. So it's from that view that I was saying that, but it's yeah. So
Are you right?
yeah,
When you worship God, when you worship God, you say you are the one that is happy. It doesn't affect God.
mm,
I think you can't really say that.
okay,
You can't really say that it doesn't affect God, because if God does not want you to worship Him, He will not make you and tell you that you should worship Him.
okay,
Right?
yeah.
And if the example that you gave of the law of gravity, right?
Yeah.
And if you jump now and you fall, yeah, but that is, in those instances, that is something that is happening to individuals.
Yeah.
But we are talking about a situation whereby the whole world has been hit at the same time. Right? That is different. That is different from all these laws that you say that offer all these creations, all these happenings, all these natural things that God has created. That is quite different. We have a situation whereby all of us at the same time in the world has been hit by a particular thing. I think that is quite different. He was about to say something.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I think there was noise from his background, so I had to mute him. So let me unmute you, so you can see what he was saying. Okay. Yeah, Isaac, I see what you mean. I don't know what you're saying.
Hello,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. So
Following from Isaac's point of view,
yeah,
most of the plagues that is written in the Holy Book, that the Holy Quran and the Bible, is what is happening now in the world that is written.
Yeah.
And we see it as a punishment from God. If it was in the olden days that such things have been to be documented, this happened, God sent a virus or disease to the world to correct man. And we see it now, we read it as, this is the reason why God did it, because of the evil of man, because of man have turned their face away from God. All these things, all those things that is written in the scripture, the Holy Quran and the Bible, is what is happening now in the world. So let us not take our mind out of it that come. God might be using this to make us turn back to Him, to make us we are deviated from Him totally, to push us back to Him.
Yeah.
If you as a religious person read the Holy Quran very well, or even if you're not religious, if you read your Bible well and you understand the Bible, or you read your Quran well and you understand the Quran, you see that God, at one way or the other, corrected the world through this form of punishment.
No one is arguing that, and I haven't argued that. That's I'm saying that. Well,
So that's what is happening now, because one way or the other, God has sent something, because it's not that it's only affected America alone. It's not that it only affected Africa alone. It's not that it only affected Asia alone. The whole world at the same time. Whole world at the same time.
Look, no one is denying that.
All the plagues that have been written, all the punishment God has that have been written down in the Holy Scriptures, the Bible and the Holy Quran, have been the same thing. And if you look at it totally, you see it follow the same form, the same trend. It's not that, God only punish these people. The same trend, the same form.
Yeah.
Well, I get that. And before we look at the political aspect, I'm not saying that it's not God. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that when I hear that, and in my mind, when I look at it in a religion point of view, from a religious point of view, that's almost, I forget the word for it, but that's like giving God like human attributes, and that's what easily even sinks us to like paganism. We want the statue now to start looking, But from that, I'm just saying how I understand it. Like from
okay.
I get what you say. I don't deny what you're saying. I'm just saying how
Okay.
I see when I run it through my
So,
mind. All what God said. Those are laws. You can have a rule in your house that, or in a gate, that the gate is electrocuted after 10 o'clock. If you touch it, it shocks you or it cuts your finger. However, that law is out trying to create equilibrium. So if somebody goes and touches it at the moment that it shocks them, that's because it was already programmed that way.
program there.
So at that
That's true.
particular moment, the person that made it is not there to show you that I'm too big. Maybe that's the effect, but that was already done when that thing was conceived. So that's what I'm saying. With God's power, all of these things are just in place. And it could be a volcano that breaks the world into two, and the whole ball. God has the power. Break it into two. These people fall this way. These other people fall this way, and then engineering teams start wondering. I mean, it could be anything. It's God that has that power. But when you see those things already put from when it was a let it be, everything just fits into place. Every law that can be broken with its effects and how it's gonna suffer you is put in place already. You see, so that's what I'm saying. It's from that point of view that I look at it. But I mean, let's go back to the political aspect since we have a political analyst here. Yeah. So sorry. It's actually good as we touched this religious aspect. How we look at it. It brings us back to our environment. And yeah. So back to the political aspect. There is also something happening. There's a revolution, be even in religion, because those same most pastors that used to heal people, now people are wondering why they are not healing people when they really need them. You see, so there's a revolution everywhere. So back in politics, we saw the NSAS movement. We've seen people. There's a revolution everywhere. So for the political aspect, what are those things that are really just in our face that we have seen and that we are learning from?
One thing you should understand about this, and if you're going to look at from the political aspect of it, if you're particularly what is like the NSAS issue, Nigeria have its own peculiar problem, and all countries in the world have the peculiar problem. Like in America here, is the Black Lives Service, the extreme whites, the KKK guys. That is a particular problem, and the government, that is a particular problem. Every tribe has its own particular problem. But when you talk about this issue of the COVID-19, the whole world is facing the same particular problem. What is affecting Nigeria is affecting the US, it's affecting Canada, it's affecting Australia. There's no part of the world I would say, oh, I never have a touch of this COVID-19. But when you talk about the political, a political assent, like giving a case study of this essence, that is a different thing entirely. So we cannot use the COVID-19 to use that as a ruler or as a measurement to determine like the NSAS thing. No, it's two different endpoints totally. The COVID-19 is like I say, like my own point of view, I feel it's a man-made problem that are backfire. Some people are there to make billions out of this COVID-19. Some people are just there. This war is to play with the war. This COVID have been there ages. This gene of COVID have been there for ages. Like when you pick the Nigerian detour, you will say it that detour can take care of COVID.
Yeah.
Take the Nigerian detour and you see it. You see COVID. So why is it that now we say, well, is it new strain? I feel that some people are just say, okay, what do we do? How do we make that? And like the go on it. It's like a mafia. The health sector is like the mafia world too, like the government or oil. Mm-hmm. How do we make money? They create the governors create wars in Africa so that they can sell arms to Africa and make money. Oh, we're not making money. They sell arms to Africa. They create war. They create political crisis. They pushing arms there to fight so that they can make money. The same thing with the oil. Oh, how do we do it? Oil is down. We need to create artificial problem and create the problem. Same thing with the pharmacies. Oh, what is going on? Let's just create this problem so that we can make money. Mm. And now, fortunately, the way they planned it now, you see that, okay, they say there's a new strain. Mm. This have been there. This COVID have been there for age. Why you not having such much of deaths as what we are having now? Yeah. Like I was discussing with my lady before this thing even skyrocket to this point. I told my lady, I said, come, from what I'm saying, this is not just ordinary something that just came from nowhere. So people just sat down somewhere and said, okay, let's create more, let's make billions out of this thing. We create vaccine, we create this thing, we create this problem, we create this problem, and we make these billions out of it.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about one shot of a vaccine. Now you're talking about a double shot. Now you're saying, okay, there's a mystery now. We're going to create another one that's going to find the worst thing. We're going to look how to create another one. Some people are making money. Some people are making money. This is a man-made something for some guys to make money. It's like a mafia world.
That's really terrible.
And those people are going to die because they know a lot of people that people be scared. A lot of people are going to be scared and they want to get this vaccine so they don't want to die. And some people are there from another perspective. I have it that some people are there. Okay, they have a lot of population. There's a lot of population in the world. How can we reduce this population? How can we reduce this population? And like I said to people, Africa may have been a major point they want to push this thing to. Unfortunately, this thing papaya to them, and they're asking, why is Africa not dying the way we expect them to die? The question is, why would they stop question? Why will Africa not die the way we expect them to die? That's the fundamental question we should ask. Why will the Gates come out with a statement that why is Africa not dying the way we expect them to die?
Yep, I think simply because they feel that our health, facilities, our health infrastructure is almost comatose. So in fact, Jude, me and you expected that we are going to be wiped away. So, but I think that's just a natural and an expected sign. That's what we should expect, that Africa should be wiped away from this kind of.
Look at if you look at the history of HIV vis-a-vis AIDS, it was to create population control in Africa.
Now you see, Jude, so what things that you hear and you want to engage with it, you want to believe it, but how proven have these things? Who has proven these things that HIV was created to congest Africa? Brian, I don't know. These are things that we hear every day.
Hold on.
Has it been proven?
Mr. Isaac, there's this saying that says that there's no smoke without fire. And if a theory one could say, okay, theory one came up and said, this is what the theory says. Somebody came and said this thing. You have to look at why is this so? HIV did not just come from OS from the state, just came to the world. Something came up with the HIV. The HIV AIDS came up with something. Okay, how can we control this thing? You look at it. Let's look at from the point of view. Africans travel a lot. There's no part of the world that you not see Africa. I can't compare it that same way with the way European travel. And American, yes, they go on vacation, but not as the way they move to other countries to stay. No. And these people look at, okay, how do this African that come in, we spend more money taking care of these people, taking care of our citizens, taking care of these Africans coming to our countries. What can we do? And some people go to the worst point to bring us a different theory. When you people reduce this thing, when people reduce the population here, you have less money to spend on. And you look at it also, Africa gets a lot of grants from these foreign countries. Look at it, Africa depends on grants. Our government depends on different grants to be able to do things. And they look at why should we be spending some more grants on these people? These people are not developing themselves. Let's find a way out. Now, this lady that said, was it last week or was it last month, that said, everything Africa have is only for Africa to sleep and Africa to sleep with each other, have sex with each other, and God. Mm-hmm. They can't think about other things to produce anything. They look about toothpaste, it's produced from UK. They look about this, it's produced from that country. Africa have never come out with this is what we produce that the world is benefiting from. So Africa ought not to be in existence. A lady said that on our Facebook or his Twitter page, that Africa ought to be in existence.
Well, and I'm sure you didn't believe her, and I'm sure you didn't take her serious.
And when you look at it also, when you look at it in the sector, in the health sector, like here in Nigeria, in US, Nigeria, vis-a-vis Africa, have been one of the topmost guys holding the health sector. When you go to UK also, Nigeria and Africa will be the one holding the asset. Without this Nigerians and African guy, what will be the asset of the country of this Western world? But they still do what we look down Africa that Africa cannot do anything. Africa cannot be without them. This ideology makes it propagate different theories. Oh, what can we do to bring out this thing? And look at the way now China is not following the technology or anything. What China is not doing is okay. How can we take over Africa, pumping money to Africa, and make them sign document that we're enslaved there.
In fact, I went to buy last week. 2 weeks ago. I mean, I had a bad tire, so I went to buy a tire. So, here in Nigeria, since this COVID-19, a lot of prices of things have skyrocketed. So this guy was telling me that now it's like he is convinced that China is behind COVID-19. I say, why? He says now they can go to China to order stuffs. So China would export its product to your shores, bring it to your country, right? So they will now dictate to you how much, you have to buy from them. Because normally as a businessman, if you travel, there are options. You either buy this one or you buy this one. There are different markets. But once they've brought it to your country now, they will now tell you that this is the amount that he has to buy. So to him, he thinks that this is one of the reasons why, he thinks that China brought COVID-19 just because of trade, so that they can dictate to the world, how and where, businesses should be run.
That's why I came up with this. That's why I came up with this whole view, because
I was gonna ask you actually, Jude, before you say that. So you started your I would say, how would I call it, platform, right? Because it entails a lot of things. You do videos. I don't know if I should call it a podcast, a show, or but I'll call it like a platform. So you just started Hot View. For anyone watching, if you look at the bottom, you see the text that is like flowing beneath. It says founder of Hot View. Yeah, so you started Hot View a few weeks ago. So tell us about Hot View, why you started it, and what you'll be doing with it, and how we're going to benefit from it.
Like I told you earlier on, before that was around March, April last year.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking, having discussion on what is in this aspect of the media world.
Yeah.
I told you when I was in Nigeria, I had this idea of bringing in, I said, a lot of wrongs was done in the society, and I feel, how can I make an impact to make a positive change? And two media outlets in Nigeria, I spoke with the manager of the company of the station. Station, that this is the idea which I have, which I want to bring in these politicians on hot seats, and or interview them. What is affecting society? We will try to let them say to the world that this is what they are doing. And when you bring them hot seats, they know that, okay, we have to be careful so that this guy doesn't bring us in. Because if I call you and you don't turn up, I will let the world know, this side to know, we have called you hot seat, you refuse, so we can blacklist you as a bad politician.
Okay.
So that will set you up to do the right thing. And unfortunately, they hijacked this idea and turned it to their own program. And become a major program in the southwest, western part of Nigeria. And that's why you remember when I discussed with you even before this idea came up, was that this is what I want to do. I want to build a site which I can talk about things that affect Nigeria and Africa in general.
Yeah.
That was about going to almost a year now. Let's move, we'll make it a year.
Yeah.
So I just look at with this. Okay, I just thought, okay, what do I do? I need to bring in this idea. This idea was born because on a good day, when you have an idea that is in you that you want to push out and you are not finding a way to pull out, it's continue to burn in your heart until you let this idea out. That you can find your freedom.
Yeah, very true.
You continue to burn in your heart. Whatever you're doing, this idea keeps burning in your brain. I just, okay, what do I do? Okay, yes, there's a platform which I can use, this social media, YouTube or Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and co. Let me use that one instead of building up my own site. Let me use this idea. Let me look at the video, talk about burning issues that affect the society, and push it out. And that's how View came into. And like I told you, the first idea which I have about, we are 2021, and that's about 13 years ago, was hot seats.
Okay.
Somebody come, I will bring you to the studio, you sit on hot seats. And you know that every question that we're going to ask you, you have to sweat to answer those questions. So now, instead of hot seat, now it's my own view. That's what I gave it the name Hot View. And that's why like the two videos which I had that spoke about what affecting the southwest that region, vis-a-vis the whole country, the Fulani herdsmen, the crisis, the atrocity, the evil they are perpetrating in Nigeria.
Okay, it's great Isaac is here and we can chat about that. Since Isaac is a journalist and he specializes in insurgencies and he knows how to dodge bullets and things like that.
Yeah.
We can chat about this.
And the second video, which was last week, is the Boko Haram issue, with some analysts, some military guys have turned it to oil well or a good mine that they're making billions or trillions of naira from.
Yeah.
If you listen to that video, because when you look at it, Nigerian soldiers, anyway, before now, when you look at Nigerian soldiers, when they say yes, it's yes, everybody sits up. And where countries are scared to go to, even Western world are scared to go to, Nigeria go in there, spend their resources, spend money, spend human power, and they bring in results in there. Why is it that we are having fire at the background of our house, at the back of our house, and we can't quench it?
Yeah, right. True.
Just what I'm saying. So people have said that they have set up this Boko Haram to be their good mine complaint, to be their oil well. And until this set of people can push out of the system, or the Nigerian people revolt against this thing, that's when Boko Haram will stop. That's how Boko Haram will stop.
So you're invariably saying that the solution to Boko Haram would be, to do what? I don't understand.
For the people
to stop, to retire our generals.
I'm not talking about our generals. Now let me start with the Fulani crisis, the first one of the Fulani crisis. Now look at what a governor from the northern part of the country said today. He said the Fulani herdsmen have to carry AK-47 to defend themselves. But when you look at it, last week, the president said anybody that is not authorized to have ammunition should be arrested. And the governor comes in today and says, oh, the Fulani herdsmen have to have AK-47. And AK-47, which we know is a military ammunition, it's not a big gun. It's a military ammunition. How are these people coming back the AK-47? And there's this ideology said by according to what according to what El-Rufai said, a Fulani man that said a cattle for 100,000 naira and he kidnapped a man and make millions of naira. Will you go back selling a cattle for 100,000? So you could see there are some people. It's not the.
It depends. It depends. It depends if I have the cattle and how long the cattle. Thinking in business terms.
Hold on. A cattle. That's not. You kidnap a man and you make a 10 million naira from a man said just one man.
No, I get it. I get it. I'm just saying that it depends. If I sell the cattle 10 times, it will be possible, and how many times I will need to kidnap someone. If I set out to kidnap someone 10 times, will I succeed the 10 times? So these are things that will make me know whether I should.
Hello. Well, I mean that the Governor El-Rufai statement, basically tries to show, I mean, how the Fulani, how the Fulani as a people, are changing. a Fulani man is known to herd his cattle. He's a cattle rearer, right, Brian?
Yes.
Now he goes and he kidnaps somebody, and he makes money that maybe half of his cattle would have given to him. So it is going to be difficult for that man to drop that AK-47 and go back to rearing cattle now. And as such, the governor was arguing that it is wrong for anybody to think that you can negotiate with them or compensate them and they will stop what they are doing. I actually think they will not stop. I actually believe that this is they are used to this money, they are used to this easy money, and why would they have to go back into the forest again for those ones that are practicing it? And just to add here, Jude, most of these people, most of these cattle, most of these Fulani or these herders, that have now turned themselves into bandits and are perpetuating all this violence. The fact is that a good number of them are not Nigerians.
That's not coming in. Mr. Isaac, let me analyze this thing to you.
Yes.
Let me point to one thing to you. This I've faced them, these cattle guys when I was in Nigeria. I'll give my own personal experience. I have a farm because I have a farm. And these guys will pass what states. Our farm is deep and that sleeps in the. I told him, I don't mind paying you the cost of what you have lost. Boys that are very nations. They was across the last sit down to say, okay, before this thing came, the history of kidnapping started with. I'm coming in.
No.
I'm only sharing.
You're saying